trail serves as the most practical route to the western inhabitants of the United States. In the early 1840s, a desire to follow others began to creep through the towns of the Mississippi Valley, and as a result, people continued to organize societies to plan a voyage to Oregon country and make the long journey. Stuffing their canvas-covered wagons with supplies, many gathered in Independence or other towns in Missouri, began to follow the Oregon Trail across the Great Plains, along the Platte River, and through the South Pass of the Rocky Mountains. On the other side, the trail ventured north and west along Snake and Columbia River into Oregon country. Tens of thousands of American pioneers embarked upon this vigorous journey, traveling in large groups, often of related families. These citizens are considered emigrants because they left the United States for the land of Oregon, which had not been established as a state. Some will pursue the rich farmland of Oregon, and some will go off the path to California in search of gold. The trail of 2,000 miles crosses difficult terrain, for pioneers and their families walk seamless endless plains, tread strong and swift rivers, and scale high mountains which oversee valleys. Although we feared attacks by Native Americans, such instances did not occur. Yet more Native Americans assist the pioneers as guides and traders for necessary supplies and food. So far, 90% of the pioneers survived the journey westward, while only 1 in 10 people die from disease, overwork, hunger, and accidents along the way. Between 1840 and 1845, the number of American settlers in Oregon grew from 5,000 as it had previously been 500 Americans.
The Oregon Trail may be very risky and dangerous, but in the end, it is all worth it. There are some rules that have to be followed in order to make the journey.
Do make sure that when you are packing for the journey, you pack as little and light as possible. This journey is very long and no one wants to lug a bunch of luggage for 2,000 miles. Also, packing light will be an advantage when you come to a river, where you have to unload everything, cross the river, and reload everything back onto your wagon. During your journey, you may encounter some friendly Indians who may help you along your journey. Some of these tribes include the Sioux, Pawnee, Arikara, Cheyenne, and Comanche.
Hi there, do you have any directions to Oregon country? We're lost.
Yeah, just go down a couple miles and then take a left.
Thank you. Would you like to exchange some resources? I have some food and supplies here for your gun. Thank you. We've been starving.
Do pack weapons and protection for the journey, because you don't know what dangers lie ahead. You need to be prepared for anything. Animals and people will kill you if you upset them, unless you are prepared. This is necessary in order to survive the journey. Do clean yourself and your belongings along the way. Germs and life-threatening diseases are everywhere, so make sure that you are consistently cleaning everything that you brought with you, including yourself. If this does not happen, you can either get yourself, your family and friends, and the other people traveling with you very sick, and you will most likely die. Do stay together. This trek is very dangerous, and the paths are very torturous, so you need to make sure that you travel in groups. Traveling together will reduce the chances of getting lost. Another benefit of traveling together is being able to share supplies in case someone runs out of a certain necessity. Do make sure that you bring tons and tons of water and water bottles or containers for this journey. As you well know, water is essential to survive. When you are walking for 2,000 miles, you might get a little thirsty, so make sure that you stay hydrated. Since there will be lakes and rivers throughout the expedition, the water bottles or containers will come in handy if you run out of water.
Hydrate, hydrate, hydrate!
Now that you have heard all of the things to do on the Oregon Trail, here are some things that you should avoid. Do not attempt to cross a river unless you are sure you know what you're doing. Crossing rivers are probably the most dangerous things a pioneer can do. Rivers with fast-moving waters could tip over and drown both people and oxen.
Whoa! There's some fast-moving water! Watch out!
How are we gonna get across?
I don't know, maybe we should swim. You're funny. Oh!
Do not eat your kids. Make sure that when you pack enough food for the entire journey. Some of the food that you can bring with you includes salted meats, pickled vegetables, dried fruit, bread, and coffee. Do not let your animals walk off the path. Make sure you keep an eye on them at all times so they don't walk off or get attacked. Since these animals are essential to the journey because they are carrying everyone's luggage, the trip would be very hard to complete without them.
Stay!
Do not travel through the winter. The mountain ranges, like the Rocky Mountains and the Blue Mountains, will be very windy, snowy, and extremely cold. Oh my gosh, I'm so cold.
It's really cold up here. I hope I don't catch pneumonia in the mountains.
Do not fall asleep during the journey, unless the group has stopped to sleep or take a break, or there is someone on guard. If you fall asleep, you will be left behind, run over, and/or your possessions will be taken. Do not advance towards a herd of buffalo unarmed. They will, without a doubt, run you and the rest of your travelers over if you do not stop them. It is recommended to get out of the way when you see buffalo running at you instead of heading towards them. Since there are so many buffalo in one herd, no one man can possibly take them all. My mother's health was not very good, but she hoped she would live to get to Oregon. Fate willed it otherwise, and being frail and weary with the long journey, she fell a victim to cholera, leaving our sorrowing family to grieve for her. When we reached Wyoming, there in the Black Hills, this side of Fort Laramie, the passing of my dear beloved mother was a crushing blow to all of our hopes. We had to journey on and leave her in a lonely grave, a feather bed as a coffin, and the grave protected from the wolves by stones heaped upon it. Her grave is lost. No one was ever able to find it again.
About 2 miles above the Great American Falls, we were able to get the cattle down to drink. It so happened that after the yokes of the oxen were removed and the oxen driven into the water, an old headstrong bull plunged into the river and swam across. The rest of the cattle following, except 2 of the cows that our men were able to hold back. My father made a mighty effort to get across with all of our baggage. Then he ordered for one of the wagon beds to make a boat, and in this 3 more paddled over and took some clothing over to the poor sunburnt man on the rocks. He nearly lost his mind from this awful experience.
Danger of Indian attacks was a small but genuine risk. To be on the safe side, we drew our wagons into a circle at night to create a makeshift stockade. Although many of our pioneers believed Indians were our greatest threat, we quickly learned that we were more likely to be injured or killed by a host of more mundane causes, such as accidental discharge of firearms, falling off mules or horses, drowning in river crossings, and disease.
Oh, hi there. You guys look like you're from Oregon country. Do you happen to have any directions?
Yeah, you just go left, straight.
I don't know where that way is.
Saggy wee up.
Damn it. Oh, hi there. Do you happen to know where to go from here to... Oh, that was not me! Surfing safari, surfing safari. So cold.
Oh my god, it's so cold.
Yeah. Up in the Rocky Mountains, it's really cold, and I might catch disease like bronchitis if it's really cold up here. Like,
oh my god, it's so cold.
yeah. I hope I don't catch pneumonia. There we go. It's like loading the earth, guys. It's like loading the earth, guys.
You can hear it like a okay, drink.
Ow! Whoa! Watch out for the fast moving water! Hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. Like run